everybody. Debbie Cowan here again from Prime Lending, and I have my good friend Melissa Gary here with us from Homerun Realty. Welcome.
Thank you.
I finally got you in
Yes,
here.
It's good to be here. I know. I've been talking about it for a while. I went out of town, and now I'm back, and it's good to be here.
I'm glad to have you. Yeah. So I don't know if you've watched any of the videos, but one of the things that we like to do here is basically highlight you. It's all about you, Melissa. It's everybody. It's not just about you. But, you know, we know from seeing you on Facebook and all the social media platforms, we know what you do. We know you're, you know, a real estate agent. And I like to just kind of dig down a little bit and get some, because we're a pretty small community, and I just think it helps, like, when people get to know who you are as a person too, not just a real estate agent. So hopefully you'll get some exposure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. This is awesome. It's a great way to do it.
I love doing it. So tell me, I know that you're on a team, and it's a navigation team.
Yep, team navigation.
Team navigation. So tell me what that team navigation is all about.
Okay, so it's a great support system. We have a backbone full of the team, really, but we have
How many people are on the team?
I think about like 10 right now.
Oh,
we have
wow.
Madison and Joshua, which are the team leaders.
Yep.
And then we also have an ISA that sets appointments and makes calls for us. We also have another assistant, and she's kind of like, she assists us with like the daily tasks, the files, if we need her to do anything, schedule photos, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then we also have the other buyer's agents on the team.
Okay.
Which is really cool. I really like the team aspect, because when I was in New Jersey and New York, they helped me get a contract signed. They met with my buyers, with the sellers, and the listing agents.
I know. I saw that on your Facebook. It was like, oh my gosh, you know, you were so happy that they were helping you while you were here.
Yeah, because I don't like to leave.
I know. Well, who does? This business is too hard to do that.
Yeah, and I don't like to really like ask other people to do stuff for me. So like it was kind of like a new experience, kind of just letting them take care of a couple things for me, and it was really nice. They also listed a property for me while I was gone. And then I forget something else they did too. Well, they put a sign in the yard for me.
Yeah,
and all sorts of stuff.
So it really is a team concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how long have you been with Homerun?
I've been with Homerun since 2013 for 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, when did you go on the team?
I began with the team in January 1st of last year. So it's been a year and 7-8 months.
So, so were you on a team before then?
No, I was just kind of by myself, just seeing how I would do on my own. And I was by myself for about 3 months, and they kind of kept tracking me down. They're like, we want you, come join our team. And I'm like, give me a couple months, let me see how I do first, and then I'll talk to you. And then, a couple months later, I was like, yeah, let me come talk to them.
But I mean, you've been with Homerun since 2013?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I started off valuating bank-owned homes.
Okay. Oh, okay.
During that time, and there was a lot.
So you're REO specialist.
Yeah. So I did that for a while, which kind of helped me learn how to evaluate a property to begin with, like get the comparables.
Listen, if you were in REO properties, I mean, now I get why you're so successful, because you had to be a little crazy to do that.
It was nuts.
It was insane,
right?
right?
All I was doing was just evaluating them, and he would list them. Our broker Steve, he would end up listing them after that, and then he would sell them. But we were getting, I mean, between like 5 to 20 every single day to evaluate. It was insane. And then
was he an REO specialist? Like with, so some of the banks had him listed as.
Yep. And so he also, after like 5 years, it started to slow down some. And the hours got shorter and everything. I'm like, if there's anything else that I can do, let me know, because like, this isn't going to cut it with the low hours.
Right.
There's not many bank-owned homes out there anymore.
Yeah,
so he was like, I got you. I'm going to take care of you, So he came back and he said, there's a busy agent, and he has a couple agents working underneath them, and he wants to see if you will be his assistant. And I'm like, okay. And he did let me know he's tough, he's very strict, and he likes things done a certain way. And I'm like, all right.
Is that Josh?
See. No, it was Amar.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, sure, let's see it. Challenge accepted, And so I became his assistant, and I was with him for over 3 years. And it was him, Doug, Caesar, and we also had a 4th and 5th agent for a couple months of that time too. And every month we did between like 15 to 40 transactions, and I kind of did all the back end stuff.
Okay.
The coordinating with the listing agent, the lender, title company, all that stuff. So it really helped me learn.
I was going to say, you're very well-rounded, So a lot of agents don't know the other side of that.
Yeah, and then after I got enough experience with that, I kind of, I let him know, I'm going to kind of do my own thing, and then I studied, and I became a realtor, and now I'm almost his realtor. He helps me and gives me stuff, and
Isn't
so
that
it's
something?
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been a realtor?
Since August of 2021, so it's just about 2 years.
Oh my gosh!
Almost.
And then you started off on your own for a couple months, and then went on the team.
Yep.
So obviously you like being in the team.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I love doing almost everything on my own, but like I love having the team there to back me up, because there's certain situations and scenarios where I don't really know what to do or how to handle it, and I need some other viewpoints and and ideas and stuff. So they've definitely helped me out with that a lot.
Well, I know I've met Josh.
Yep.
Now
and
Madison's
Eric,
in Eric. But Madison's in Tampa, right?
Yep. So she does the stuff out there. We just hired another agent out there, or two agents out there, Riley Bullo, and then we have Anthony. I can't remember his name. I think it's Deleva or Deleva. I can't remember how to pronounce it. But they're two newer ones that are down there.
So she's building the whole Tampa
area. The Tampa area, because that's where she lives too, so it's like, why not?
That's a great concept, Now, do you work with Steve on his new construction stuff as well?
Yeah, sometimes. I actually have a couple of investors that are building new homes with him, and a couple of them just rented them out. I actually rented one out on August 1st. It was built by them.
Oh, wow.
And I have another one coming up in Marion Oaks, so that's another one that was built by them too.
Cool.
But they build a lot. They build like, I think between 100 and 150 houses a year.
This builder?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, Steve's company.
Yeah, I know, because I know I was talking to Nicholas, and he said, I think there's 22 or something already finished.
In Bahia Oaks off of 200.
Yep. So, and they're already complete, ready to go, right?
They're completed. I think there's 4 different models to choose from, and they're all ready to go.
So what did you do before you, did you move here in 2013?
Yeah, so I moved in January of 2013 from Long Island, New York, and I lived there all my life.
I mean, I would never know you were from New York, right?
So I lived there all my life. I was 19 at the time, and then I moved here, and I worked at TJ Maxx for a couple months, and then my family actually grew up with Steve in New York.
Okay.
And Steve was working there, his sister works there, and his nephew works there, and they were like, hey, he needs someone to work to do the BPOs. Do you want to come join us? I was like, sure, why not? Let's see what's up there, And so that's kind of when I started. I think that was in like March or April or something.
What a great connection.
And,
oh my gosh, what a great connection.
Yeah, it was definitely meant to be, I feel.
Why Ocala? From where you were?
So my family, they couldn't really afford New York anymore because it was just so much, and my dad was getting ready to retire. So they sold their house there, and they already had 2 houses here in Ocala that they bought to have as investments and rentals and stuff.
Right.
And they chose Ocala because it's one of the cheaper places to live. You're centrally located. You don't have to worry extremely too much about hurricanes. I mean, we get damages, but it's not like we're on a coast, and we're nearby everything. So that's kind of why they chose Ocala to do.
So you moved here with your family?
Yeah, I moved here with them, but they bought their houses here back in, I think, 2005. So I've been coming down here for the last, 23 years, 22 years. So I've seen it change a lot.
Yeah.
And then once they sold their house up there, we moved into one of the houses that they had here. And then they ended up selling the other rental that they had.
Well, now what part of New York again?
I'm from Nassau County on Long Island.
So, kind of a culture shock when you came here?
Yeah, it's different, change of pace.
Yeah. I mean, because you were young, obviously. Yeah. Did you come, with kicking your feet, or were you happy to be coming?
I mean, it was kind of a mixture of both, because I didn't really have any friends. I had one friend that I met from coming up and down here for so long. Right. She lived 4 houses down from my parents' house.
Oh, cool.
So I started hanging out with her. But other than that, I didn't really have that many friends. So it was a little tough to start. But I worked. But
you were already out of school, too, right? Yeah.
And then I went to college at CFCC. I did psychology there, which helps me with real estate.
Oh, my God. We're all a little psycho, right?
So, And so... But yeah,
well, that's
how that came to be.
Yep. So I was going to say, why real estate? So you've told me. Why Ocala? Now I know. So yeah, this is definitely home then now, right?
Yeah, I don't think I would move back to New York. If anything, I'd maybe move somewhere else in Florida, but maybe not because I like how the prices and cheapness is here. And
see, it's funny you're saying that because Gabby and I were talking a little bit before you got here, and we were just saying how expensive it got here.
Oh yeah, here in the last
couple years. I mean, who would have thought, right? I mean, just how much these houses are right now.
Yeah.
I was at a listing event. I did a virtual caravan this morning. And so a lot of agents came in. They were able to post like one of their listings. Yes. And Rose and I were just kind of sitting there going, there was a couple of them that were like over $1 million, and we were just like, how is it $1 million? You know?
Yep.
And I know it's just crazy because when I moved back here in 2010. So I moved here from St. Pete, but like you were saying, you've seen how much it's grown.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember in the 80s, you know, it would take...
Oh, I can't imagine how it was.
I mean, there was nothing. I mean, so when I moved back in 2010 and saw the Dillards, and I was like, dang, man, this is a whole different, you know, city.
Right. We have a lot of stuff here.
Oh, it's...
Like, we actually do, like, compared to other places.
I mean, I actually think we have just about everything that anybody would want. I mean, we have Restaurant Row, we have the malls, and even the Villages doesn't have that. You know, they don't have the malls and things like that. So, but yeah, so I think it's I mean, we have all the horse farms and everything else that goes along.
Right.
So what is your niche? What do you think your niche is in real estate? What drives you, and what's your why? And
well, I really love the relationships that I grow and have with people, so that kind of is like a motivation for me. I'm still trying to figure out what my real like niche is and what is like my target area. Because I do a little bit of everything. I do rentals, I do new construction, I do resales, I do commercial, vacant land. I mean, I kind of do a little bit of everything.
That's not a bad thing though.
So I'm kind of trying to figure out what my pinpointed thing is, you know.
Because we were talking about that earlier too, Gabby and I, and you know, it takes. It's almost like, I think you said, what, a year or two to really kind of figure it out and say, okay, you know, I like being a buyer's agent. I like being on listings only, or whatever the case may be. But but I can see that just because the 2 times that I've been with you, you have a lot of charisma, and I think people would be really relatable to you. So I'm sure that the relationship building is probably a big thing for you. So I would think buyers are, you know.
Yeah, I like to make people laugh. That's a big thing too, is if you can make people laugh, then generally you can kind of get along with them, you know? So, and laughter is medicine as well. So.
It makes
really helps.
I mean, if we're not laughing, we got to be crying right now.
So I also fake it till I make it too sometimes.
Oh my gosh, it's funny you should say that. I brought that up earlier too. Yeah, but so what? Because I know you've seen things since 2013. I mean, you've seen a lot of changes in the industry
and
too.
Everything, like, oh my gosh, just like even the house in the shores, like a standard 322 was like $45,000.
I know, right?
And now it's like $250.
I know.
Or $200, $225.
I think when I moved back here in 2010, I've said it before, it was like, I could not believe that agents were selling houses for $45,000 and $50,000, and it was just they were going broke, you know. But but now
having to sell 10 in 1 week, and
I mean, just to make a living if they could do it.
Right.
But I mean, I'm sure you've seen like a lot of changes in the industry, the market, everything. But you started like with post COVID or pre.
Oh well, when I started as a realtor, it was during COVID. But I remember like when the inventory was like 7,500 listings in Marion County, everything, and now it's like 23.
I know, isn't that crazy?
So it's like
yeah. What do I was going to say, what do you think the biggest challenge is right now? Inventory,
getting sellers back in to sell is another big thing, which I'm noticing more are. You know, just kind of getting people to understand the market and that it's not the worst time to buy at all. You know, you know, that's what everybody thinks. Really, it's now.
Right.
Because you don't know what can happen tomorrow or the next day or whatever. So it's just kind of getting that through people's heads and letting them, you know, understand what's really going on.
And when you said getting the sellers back into the market, what are you just...
Because the inventory is so low and we have so many buyers and people that need homes and stuff like that, it was a little tough to get sellers to want to sell when their mortgage was a little bit less than what they would be paying in their new home or things like that. So getting them to understand that they can refinance and things like that, and you know.
And I think too that I mean, they also, kind of got out of the bubble.
Right.
They missed that.
Yes.
And so
Yep.
I hear it all the time. It's like, well, my neighbor 3 doors down, they got this much for theirs. And so
Right.
I think they're finally adjusting and seeing that, that market was an abnormal market, first of all. But yet at the same time, I mean, I see people doing a lot right now because they have so much equity built up. And I mean, Gabby has a customer that we were talking about, and they literally have so much equity, that it'd be dumb not to take advantage of it right now and use that to upscale or buy something else, But and we're starting to see more refis coming into the play again, and that's what will happen. I mean, when these rates start going down, I mean, that's what I always tell the customers too when they come in. Trust me, if you couldn't afford the payment, I couldn't give you a pre-approval. So you can afford it.
Right.
So you may have to bite the bullet a little bit, until the rates come down. And nobody's going to keep this rate when the rates come down. And that's why we have refi boom. So it's one of those things where, it's just that education and that additional communication we got to give these folks now that we didn't really have to do after, during COVID and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like put an offer in.
Yeah, put an offer in and it better be cash and it better be, $100,000 over ask price if you want to get it. But but I know that you're busy. I see you out there. I see you're doing a lot. So what's working for you out there?
Just being present and just being diligent and just, day after day and not falling off after you have a sale. Because that's kind of what some realtors do. Like, oh, yeah, I got a couple of pending sales. Let me just not work for a week. Well, things can happen the day before closing or the day of or it's just things happen that are out of our control that, you don't expect. So I like to have multiple pendings because 1, 2, or 3 of them could cancel or fall apart, and then you don't have anything.
Well,
so
it's funny.
The consistency, I guess.
I was going to say that's probably my favorite word. Is doing the activities you got to do. It's funny. I know I have realtors that have their boards. With their pendings, their under what closings and stuff, and as they start erasing off the one, they go into a panic mode.
Right, I do too.
But you know what? I do the same thing because every single month it's a new month.
Right.
I mean, people don't realize what we do for a living. It's month to month. I mean, you wake up, you celebrate the last day of the month, and then the first month you're going, oh my God!
Yeah, right, because the bills don't wait till you get a
commission. No. And it's like, so it's just always having a pipeline roll. I mean, I think that's I think that's very important. And if you figure that out already, that's why you're so successful.
And the mindset too, and health is wealth, I've also noticed too. So I've been taking the initiative to be a little bit more healthy, and I've been doing some more research on drinking teas in the morning to kickstart my energy
instead of your coffee.
Instead of coffee.
Oh my gosh!
Because that's a lot of sugar and milk and creamer and stuff like that. And so I've been doing that. I've been drinking black tea, green tea, and I got this other tea that's for detox and weight loss and stuff. So I've been switching those up every morning. And
are they good?
They're good. I put some honey and a little bit of lemon in it. It's not bad. It's really not bad.
It's not coffee though, right?
It's not coffee, but it does the job.
But you still get caffeine?
I feel great. I really do feel good. And I also bought a juicer 2 days ago.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been juicing fresh fruits and vegetables. And I made a juice this morning, and I haven't eaten anything else today, and I'm not hungry, and I'm very alert.
So how are you investigating all this stuff? You've got some muscle guys in your office.
Yeah, my brother is really, really big into health and nutrition and stuff like that. He used to see a nutritionist all the time, and so he kind of has been telling me a little bit about it.
And is he here? Or
he's in New Jersey.
He is.
Yep.
Okay, so, yep.
So that's kind of what's helping me a lot, especially the last couple of weeks.
It's tough when we're in our business because of our schedule. So it's so much easier to run through the drive-thru.
Right.
You really have to plan and concentrate. It's one more thing that we have to add to our plate about how to eat right. And because I sit, at least you guys move around a lot. So my problem is sitting.
Right.
And
for a long time.
Trying to not getting active. At least you're out. You're out in the sun. I'm not.
Yeah.
So but it is an effort to think about everything, and it's so much easier just to not worry about it. But I mean, I'm the same way. I had to lose weight. I had to do things. You have to almost get that mindset that, if you feel good, everything else comes into play too.
That's how I feel. And it just it does happen that way.
Yeah, it does. So did you get recipes and stuff for this?
Yeah, so I actually started going to Earth Origins here in Ocala to get my juices. And the one that I get's called the Color Splash. And it's 16-ounce drink. And it has carrot, apple, beet, lemon, ginger, kale, and spinach in it. And it's got
it's already pre-made?
Yeah, they make it for you there. You can order it on the phone, or you go there. They have a deli in there.
I didn't know that.
And it's $8 for the drink, but you should see the amount of stuff that they put in just the one. I mean, they just keep stuffing stuff into the juicer and until it fills up the cup. So they probably put like a couple bushels of kale, a couple handfuls of spinach.
Okay?
It does taste okay because the beet and the carrot and the apple kind of makes it a little sweet.
Okay.
But they have the recipe down packed better than I do.
Okay.
But it actually doesn't taste that bad, and they say to chug the drink so that you get all the nutrients and the vitamins in it. Because if you don't chug it, and like 30 minutes later, it starts to die.
Oh, really?
Because it's juice.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It breaks it down.
Breaks it down, yeah.
So you have to chug it real quick, so you don't really...
Taste it. You just do
glug,
it.
glug, yeah.
Is it green?
It's red because the beets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, some of these drinks I see that they're so unappetizing. They're just like I just even the thought of drinking it turns me off.
Yeah. Some of them are like dark green.
Yeah,
like spinach ones.
I can't.
And,
I can't.
Yeah. So I have to have a little sweet something
in there. Yeah.
It's hard to drink it. Otherwise, it just tastes like plant material.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it is. Yeah. Well, I had a juicer years ago. I bought one, a Ninja juicer, and
that's what I got.
Yep. And I did but mine was mainly the fruit. I was doing fruit, watermelon, and everything, and it was cool. It was very cool because it literally, you just dump it all in the oranges, and that's what I enjoyed that because it was more of a fruity fruit.
Yep, I do those too.
I think my husband tried to put some carrots in it or something at one point, but
Yep.
So, hobbies, what do you like?
Well, I like to work out a lot. I ride my bike in this crazy heat, like a crazy person.
I'm saying.
I usually do like 5 to 10 miles at a time. I ride from my house to this conservation area. I'll do I'll do a track in there, and then I'll come back. And that's about 10 miles doing it that way.
Oh my gosh.
I have a basketball hoop in front of my house that I like to play in sometimes. Gardening. I have a lot of plants at my house. I really, really like gardening a lot.
Do you like to weed? Because I could hire you.
I wish. I actually need a weed eater.
Yeah.
But I do like doing yard work. I do like mowing the yard and stuff like that.
I was actually outside. I have like this garden area that's all full of like sable palms and stuff, small, and the fire plants and stuff. And I was out there weeding because it just gets overgrown with.
Yeah, and this time of year,
then you can't see the plants,
Right, and it gets like so long.
Man,
so quick.
I was exhausted when I was done. I mean, I had blisters. I had blisters pulling.
Yeah.
It was but it looks so nice when it's all done.
Yeah, it's so nice when it's like manicured and everything, and it makes you feel good.
Yep. Well, listen, it has. I mean, our time is up.
Yeah, I mean,
how fast was that?
Quick, right?
But I'm so glad you came in. And listen, check her out again, Melissa Gary at Homerun Realty. You want to give your number?
Thank you so much. Yeah, my number is 516-492-5885. Feel free to call, text me anytime if you ever need anything, and please don't forget to reach out to her as well.
Yeah, and that's me, her. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.